A lot of people are wondering, what is the latest on Trent Williams after Brandon Aiyuk signed that 4-year, $120 million contract extension and got $76 million in guaranteed money? An interesting note from ESPN's Jeremy Fowler on the Aiyuk deal. He gets paid $47 million by April 1st. So that contract is front-loaded, and Aiyuk gets a lot of immediate financial security. And I know that Aiyuk obviously has that deal done, but Trent Williams is a more important piece to the San Francisco offense as compared to a wide receiver. I think when you're building up a football team, you have to find your quarterback, you have to protect your quarterback, and in this instance, with the right-handed thrower, protect his blind side at left tackle with a player like Trent Williams, and you want to be able to find edge rushers who can get after the opposing quarterback. And whereas things have been so loud on the Aiyuk front with so much drama, twists and turns, so many updates, we really haven't heard much on the Trent Williams front. I'll tell you this, San Francisco has to get this deal done. He's truly one of one. Even at 36 years old, he's a completely dominant force in the run and pass game, and I just don't see how San Francisco are Super Bowl contenders without the services of Trent Williams. And I know some people are saying, Chase, he's a declining asset. He's 36 years old. He's not the same player that he once was. Trent Williams has given up 1 sack in his last 983 pass blocking snaps. And his Pro Football Focus numbers every year that he's been with the 49ers have been truly special, truly elite. 91.9, 97.8, 93 flat, and last year he was at 89.9. So this is a player who's been consistently dominant, holding it down at left tackle, and is just such a unique player with the athleticism that he possesses at 6'5", 320, 330 pounds. He's a 3-time first-team All-Pro, 2021 through 2023. So last year, still an All-Pro in the National Football League, a second-team All-Pro in 2015. And we're talking about a player here in Trent Williams who is an 11-time Pro Bowler, 2012 to 2018 consecutively, and then 2020 through 2023, that little gap there, he was dealing with some really scary medical issues. So San Francisco, I think it's only a matter of time before they get this deal done with Trent Williams. You just can't expect to embark on a Super Bowl run without the best left tackle in the game. And we'll talk about this Niners offensive line coming up here in a moment. I also think it's crazy how Williams directly impacts how Brock Purdy plays and how this offense goes. Purdy last year on 89 dropbacks without Trent Williams, 44.9% pressure rate, 6.1% sack rate, 5.2% interception rate, and a 2.6 touchdown rate. Look at how drastic these numbers change with Trent Williams on the field for Brock Purdy. Pressure rate, 39.8%. Sack rate, 5.4%. Interception rate all the way down to 1.7%, and his touchdown rate goes up to 6.7%. It's almost as if when Brock Purdy drops back and he knows that 71 is holding it down at left tackle, the game slows down, he's able to process and take his time, and he doesn't have to panic. Unlike when Trent Williams is not on the field, there's not that same security for Brock Purdy because he knows there's a leaky valve at left tackle. And then the game starts to speed up a little bit, and Purdy starts to rush into decisions. He maybe takes off out of the pocket a little bit faster than he normally would. Or he gets a little bit gun-shy at moments. Or the interceptions go up because he gets pressured, the pocket folds, and he's making errant throws while getting hit. And I have to say this, during the preseason, Week 2, Week 3, I know that the Niners weren't playing at full strength in Week 2, and then Week 3 they had some of their skill position players back. The offensive line did not look good as far as run blocking and pass protecting. Brock Purdy was hit, pressured, and under siege a lot, especially on some of those play-action plays, whether he rolled right, rolled left. There was always pressure from that Trent Williams side. And I want to pop up this photo here because without Trent Williams, This might be the best or the worst offensive line in the National Football League. Producer Coop was putting this show together, and he said, I don't even know some of these cats. And I said, yeah, without Trent Williams, it is not a pretty picture. First of all, you have Aaron Banks as the center photo guy leading this offensive line unit. And this is the photo that the Niners tweeted out upon releasing their initial 53-man roster. Trent Williams is not on that because he's not on this roster. He's on the did not report list. So he should be occupying a roster spot, and he isn't. So you have Aaron Banks, John Feliciano, Nick Sickell, Jake Brendel, Colton McKivitz, Spencer Burford, Jalen Moore, and Dominic Pooney. I think Dominic Pooney's stock is up, and I think that he can be a really good player in this league. It looks as though he's a steal as a third-round pick out of Kansas. You see the athleticism from when he played tackle last year at Kansas on that left side. You see a streak of nastiness and physicality. He's very agile. He understands the system. He has great technique. That's awesome. And he's going to help out Colton McKivitz on that right side a little bit. But I think McKivitz is the worst starting right tackle in the NFL. I think that the Niners have an average center in Jake Brendel. There's a reason that he was a journeyman up until 2 years ago. When Nick Sickell had to fill in for Aaron Banks, he was getting dump trucked by Brian Breesy, and then again against the Raiders, he was really struggling. So it's good that Aaron Banks is expected to come back to practice next week after he had to undergo surgery on that pinky. But if Trent Williams can't play against the Jets, and that's a really good Jets defense and a really good Jets front, it's going to be Jalen Moore over there. And Jalen Moore has been very spotty. I think he's a backup tackle in this league. Another question that some people have, Chase, Trent Williams has 3 more years left on his contract. Why is he asking for a new deal? Well, it's a very similar situation to what happened with Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey had a couple of years left on his deal, but he had no more guaranteed money on it. So the Niners gave him a contract extension, and they gave him some guaranteed money, and he went from not reporting to voluntary OTAs to reporting after he got that deal because he got higher average annual value, he got some guaranteed dough, and then he was given that contract extension, and he deserved it. He was the NFL Offensive Player of the Year, and top 5 in MVP voting, led the NFL in touches. There's a lot of wear and tear for a 28-year-old running back. And for Trent Williams, you talk about wear and tear. He's 36 years old. The offensive tackle market, like the wide receiver market, has reset. And in turn, we saw a lot of offensive tackles this offseason get paid, and now they're making more than Trent Williams, yet they're not the player that Trent Williams is. Tristan Wirfs, average annual value, making more than $28 million per year as a right tackle. Penei Sewell, right tackle, $28 million even. Christian Darrisaw, $26 million per year from the Minnesota Vikings. Laramie Tunsil, he signed that deal a couple of years ago, $25 million per year. Andrew Thomas, $23.5 million. And there you see Trent Williams as the 6th highest paid tackle in the National Football League. He has outplayed that contract for where the market is right now. Now, when you do look at his cap number and his base salary over the next few years, 2024, a little more than $20 million. 2025, $22.5 million, and then 2026, $32.2 million. Could this just be solved if the San Francisco 49ers guarantee him that money? Because I'm not sure what a contract extension would look like for a 36-year-old left tackle. So a lot of people have been asking, Chase, what's the deal with Trent Williams? That is the latest on Trent Williams. Not much chatter on that front, but I do expect the deal is going to get done soon because San Francisco is not a dumb organization. They understand they have to get this deal done in order to be true Super Bowl contenders this upcoming season.